Good evening all, welcome back to the N2S channel. Tonight we are taking another look at NEO stock. So if that does sound good, please do like and subscribe, because of course we're trying to get to 1,000, so if you could just help us. You can see on screen we're on 636, can you help us get to 650 by tomorrow? If you could, I would massively appreciate it. As well, just before we do begin, we now have a Discord server, so if you want to come and join, that link is in the description. Obviously we're talking about stocks over there, but yeah, so I just want to talk about what's happened over the past few days. So NEO stock has obviously been shorted by Citroen. Ironically, it's called Citroen, not the car company, or at least I believe it's not the car company. Either way, it doesn't really matter, because this basically affected the stock quite substantially, as it did see a loss for one of the first days in a while. We'll take a quick look on CNN at what the loss actually was. So if it will quickly give us a quote, we can see that the stock price did actually fall on the Friday by about 7.9%. So honestly, for NEO stock, that is quite the substantial decline, and this was the main reason. However, looking at Monday, which was of course yesterday, the stock has kind of picked up again. Sorry, Monday was today, I'm a bit lost. But yeah, Monday was today, and the stock is positive by only 0.61%. But in my opinion, this does kind of show the strength of NEO stock, because of course, just one day after being shorted by this huge company, or, at least a company which people believe in, an investment firm which people believe in, the stock price is already going back up. So that kind of shows, in my opinion, that the stock is strong. But other than that, that's what's happened in the past, what's going to happen in the future. So, of course, I think that shorting was, of course, very important, because a lot of people did look at that and think, okay, maybe this isn't going to grow as strong as people see it growing. But I think a lot of what's going to happen in the future is going to fall onto the next, earnings report, which is scheduled for the 18th of November. Please do correct me if I'm incorrect. We do have a few articles talking about this here. We're going to have a quick look at our one on motleyfool.com first, of course. Credit to them for providing this article. So basically they're talking about the, expected results for NEO. So I have some key questions which we need to ask, and of course these will be about the finances as well. So these will have an effect on the finance. First one is directly about costs and the cost of NEO. So basically they have been ramping up their production quite a lot, and has this had quite the influence on the actual share price, regarding the fact that the cost of production will be higher, so the debt will be higher. So is the debt climbing with the production of vehicles? Basically, if it is, then that will probably have a negative effect, or at least more of a negative effect, and if it didn't, then it'll probably have a very positive effect. So batteries as a service, I've talked about this in the past. I thought it was a very, very amazing and cool feature to have. But yeah, is it actually popular? Some people will probably see this as one of those things where it's just a bit of a gimmick. And how profitable is it for NEO to do this? So it's just interesting to see if people are actually going to be using that. Arguably, it could be argued that it could be a little bit of a hassle, a little bit of a mess, if you will, to keep changing out your batteries and whatnot, just to get a newly charged one, where you could just take a few hours to charge your vehicle. So is that service actually working for them? So cash figures basically are important, of course, because the company did nearly go broke earlier this year, according to this article, and they received a bailout by China authorities, basically. And of course, this is allowed the company to continue operating, so hopefully they can continue to make money in the future, because if they go down in finances again, this will be a terrible thing. Of course, the stock will provide financing as well, because people are investing directly in the company via the stock. So if the stock price did go up, it would also help, the company's earnings. However, looking at the company so far, the stock price has gone up 10 times this year, so it's clearly on the move upwards. So we'll just have to see if this is going to reflect in the company's earnings. So yeah, it has definitely had a dramatic run over the past few months, and is it going to continue? That is absolutely the question. So of course, in the next few days, that will have the major effect. Of course, if you're looking more long term, we're going to be looking at that too. But of course, over the next few days, it's going to be a very volatile period. And if you want to take a very risky bet now, this would probably be the time to do it, because of course, earnings, if they are positive, great effect. If they are negative, probably not as good of an effect. At least if they're not good, they should basically be better than what they were forecasted to be. So I think the market has generally expected a loss. However, if the loss is not as dramatic as it is expected to be, this could have a positive effect. So if we have a quick look, the NIO shorts have lost 2.66 billion at least this year because the stock is just on an absolutely huge climb. Amazing that is, honestly. And the thing is, this just shows, in my opinion, the strength of the stock over the past year, and a lot of analysts are saying that this stock is going to continue to rise. So an important thing to note, in my opinion, regarding the company, more than the company than the stock, is the vehicle lineup. I think this will be a very cool vehicle. The one on screen right now, this is provided by the article CNTechPost.com. Sorry, I couldn't read that one. But yeah, if they could just produce a lot more vehicles like this is kind of like a BMW X6, is it? I think the larger one. These vehicles will sell larger and they will sell to more segments, because at the minute, one or two vehicles is not really going to help conquer the segment, because people are looking for sedans, people are looking for SUVs, sports cars, whatnot. And if NIO could, continue to gather more of the sector under their belt, it would definitely affect their share price in a positive way in the future. So speaking of positive growth for NIO, let's have a quick look at what our analysts say with their forecast. So we're just going to have a quick look on CNN, my go-to site, and today we have 17 analysts giving a review, and they are basically having a high estimate of $310 in the next 12 months, so even better. They have a low of minus 2.4%, so that's interesting. They're saying that the stock would now lose some of its value. And in the middle, they're saying it would be fair to estimate it would go up about 244.8%. So an important thing to note is analysts have been wrong in the past. Just look at Tesla, okay? And even look at NIO, actually. NIO analysts have been upgrading their price constantly recently. They had a price target of 40, then a price target of 46. They just went up and up and up. We all know this story, and that is in the past. But yeah, if it can continue to grow in the future to a point of 586%, and of course, like I said, if they do produce more vehicle models, that is not impossible in my opinion. So if they could just grab that market sector, it would be amazing to see another 500% growth plus percent a year on NIO next year. So I hope that the stock can grow. Should we buy the stock? Let's have a look at what the analysts are saying. So we have 9 analysts which are saying that you should buy, another 1 which is saying that the stock is going to outperform how it's going to usually do. Another 4 of them are saying hold it, so if you don't already have it, don't necessarily buy it, but if you do have it, just don't sell it. So hold it for a longer period and it will probably still grow. 4 of them are saying that. We have 0 saying that the stock is going to underperform, but we do have 2 of them saying sell, and I think that is arguably fair depending on what point you did get in on the company. Of course, if you got in for a very cheap price and you've made a huge profit, yes, we could still be looking at huge growth, and I'm not saying that you should sell, but maybe it's something that you should or could consider. Tell me what you think down in the comments. So I hope you enjoyed this short video. If you did, please do leave a like and subscribe, and I will of course see you in the next one. Thank you so much for your time. Goodbye.